Welcome back to another episode of Important Miscellaneous Talks. I'm your host, Glass Across You. Please introduce yourself, starting with Yanni.
Hi, Yanni. What's up?
Don't be shy.
What up? What
Hi, I'm
else?
No, not you. I was just next one.
I'm Alexia.
Hi, I'm Kayla.
Great. So my first question is, do you have a problem with the word female? Alexa, let's start with you.
Yeah, start with me.
Now, I was looking for the most facial reaction, and I see your lip twitch, so we're going with you.
It's gonna be me.
We're going
It's
with
always
you.
gonna be me. Okay. I actually have heard conversations from both males and females about the conversation of the word female. To me, I never viewed it as an issue until I heard other perspectives. And I'm like, oh, okay. I see where you're coming from. I don't use that word because I just feel like that's very gender specific. Like, why do I need to like bring in my my organs to let you know that who I am? You know what I mean? So I am a woman, just like, and you call a little girl. That's just, for me, that's what it is. But I feel like what the issue with the word female is the connotation of how it's used.
Could an argument be made that the term women also kind of breaks you down to your gender?
Yes, that could be argued.
Okay. Kayla, what's your take on it?
Okay, so I agree with Alexa. Originally I never really had a problem with it until I heard other people talk about what's wrong with it. But I've also heard two different arguments about why female is like, I guess, a bad word to say. One of the arguments makes sense, but to me, I will always disregard that one. So a lot of people have told me that they don't like the word because they'll say like a duck can be a female, an animal could be a female, so why are you calling me a female? Because I'm a human, so you need to call me a woman, which I guess that makes sense, but at the same breath, it's technically humans are animals as well, so it's not really giving me anything. But like Alexa said, the connotation of people using female, a lot of times people will use the term female when they're explaining, instead of using, can I curse?
Man, it's a free country.
Instead of using the word bitch, they'll use female. So that replacement, I understand the problem with it. And in that sense, I do think it's wrong. But if you're just like in a regular conversation, because I use the word male a lot. So I feel like if you can use the word male, why can't they use female? So if it's like a regular conversation, I don't see a problem with it. But if you're using it to replace a different word in that sense, then there's a problem.
Well, my thing is, for me personally, I don't really see people kind of replacing the word female dog with female. Like, I don't really see people like, well, she's a dumb female, in the same way. Do you have an example of how female is used negatively?
So there'll be a lot of times you ever get in like heated argument with all your friends, like about genders.
I mean,
and
not gender.
Like, not genders, but you get in heated arguments with your friends, and then the guys will be like, because females are out here because they know they can't say female. No, they can't call you that because they already know how that's gonna go.
Wow, interesting. Okay. All right, what about you, Yanni?
Wow. So I would say, I never really had a problem with saying female, but until like I would say like when I got to college, and I actually was crazy that I had a meeting with like one of my mentors. I was like in this program, and then I think I had made an argument. I was talking about something, and then I had said female, and she like brought up like to Kayla's point about like you kind of almost dehumanizing women when you say female. And like I understand that argument. I never really found an issue with it, and I think that like it's okay. I think it's it's a matter of preference. So like if someone doesn't call you out on it and be like, yo, I'd rather you not say that, then I think it's okay. But if just it's all about preference. Like if a person wants you to be like, can you not like say female, like just call me a woman, like or like just call me by my whatever my identity is, like because like that's what they prefer. So I think like that's fine. But I don't think I have like a issue with like someone saying it unless like that is like, if someone else has that preference, like, hey, like, let's respect their preference. So, but I do get the whole idea of it dehumanizing women, because you do like really in plain like language, like you don't see female male unless it's like trying to categorize like animals, or like, so like in science, you feel me? But like in plain language, like that wouldn't even like really make sense to be like, oh, these females. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's almost like you're trying to
Go out of your way.
yeah, like go out of your way to separate and characterize a woman by doing that. So me personally, I don't really use it in my language. After that one experience, I was like, all right, you know what? Now I know better. I was like, I don't ever want someone, because I hate being corrected. So I'm like, you know what? Someone corrected me one time, I'm gonna just make sure to like keep that in mind when I'm speaking to people. So yeah.
And I was thinking, like, even in conversation, like, I think as you even get older, like the word is just like female, male, like it's either women, men, male, like you just don't really say that, at least in my group. And then honestly, I personally feel like if you're gonna be bold and say bitch, just say bitch. Like I know, like that's just me
Go water it down.
personally. Yeah, I'm like, shoot, you gonna call me a bitch? I'll be that bitch for you, sir. That's just me, though.
That's great.
Sorry.
Yo, real quick, guys. Yanni, he's single and he's a future lawyer. So just putting that out there for all the women, all the women listening, all the women listening. He's on his grind in law school. So, Kayla, would you be upset if someone was to call you a female?
I think that it depends. Like, what are we talking about? If we're having a regular, actually, I would be upset. Only because people I talk to, they don't normally use that word. So if you come out of nowhere, you saying female, why are you saying that? Where did this come from?
Okay. What about you, Alexa?
Yeah, I personally feel like if any, usually, no, not even usually, 100% of the time, if you know me, you're not gonna come out the blue and call me a female. Like either you're like, just know. I usually men who call me female or bitches, they don't know me, so I'm looking at you like sideways. So like, yeah.
So hypothetically, like if it just came up in casual conversation and you were called a female, not in a negative way, but just as a way to describe who you are, would that be an issue to you?
I would just, I would, it wouldn't be as an issue. Like, I'm going to like get up all in your face. I'm just like, can you please like address me as my name? Actually, like, I know what I am, but my name is, it's just correcting. And that's good. And doing that and doing it as in a polite, with manners, goes to show like, hey, like if you respect me, I respect you. But if you're just, they say take respect to get respect. So if you're going to come off the rip disrespectful, then I'm gonna keep that same energy.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if you just say it like once in a conversation, you never bring it up, I'll let it rock. It's okay, it's whatever. Because to me, it's not too serious of a problem. But if it's like something you're repeatedly doing, you keep saying it, then I'm gonna have to stop you and correct you. Like, why do you keep saying that? My name is Kayla. You know my name. Everybody who even wants to talk to me, you know my name. I have the most simple name in the world. You're not even gonna forget my name is Kayla. So you know it. Why do you keep saying female? Or what are you trying to say? What's the underlying message here?
Underlying message. Okay, so Yanni, do you think we should look to eliminate the term female altogether?
I don't think we should eliminate the term female altogether, but I think that we need to take into account people's preferences. I really do think that, like, I mean, it's hard because like it almost sounds
you don't know everybody's preference though. Like when you first meet them.
Yeah, like it's really hard. And I feel like it almost sounds like we people pleasing now, but like I think I think that like, because it matters how you say it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because like you could be like, oh, like you, huh?
It's always how you say things.
It's like, no, for real. Because like if you could be like having a regular conversation and be like, oh yeah, that female over there, like, like, and you could use it, you could use it loosely because that's you. And I think that's correct. Like you could correct that. Like that's like, hey, like let's try to fix that. But if you like angrily trying to like disrespect somebody or a woman, like, oh, these females acting crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that comes from a place of like, all right, you know what I mean? Like you trying to like almost use the phrase in a negative way. So I think it really does matter about like how you using the word, but to eliminate it would be hard. Just because like technically speaking, like you use it in science and use it in other terms. I don't think like eliminating it completely, but like in certain contexts, we have to like when you first like off rip when you see somebody, I don't think like
got actually their pronouns out the gate.
I mean, no, honestly, it might seem weird. It might seem weird. It might seem very, very like awkward and weird, but I guarantee you they will feel like, oh shit, like you know some shit. Like at least you understand where everybody else comes from. But I'm not saying that. I mean, like it does. This depends on the person, but I don't think that's wrong to be like, yo, what are your preferred pronouns? Just so like I know. You get what I mean?
It's a respect. It's a respect thing. Like prime example, you came on and you asked me, is my name Alexia or is it Alexa? And I'm like, oh no, it's Alexa. Yes, I see the I. It's a mistake. Look, I was in class and teachers would all the time. It's
my name's Glassford. I know.
Yeah. So it's just like out of respect. But no, I've had people like not to like bounce back from the gender specifics, but I've had people who refuse to like even family members like refuse to call me Alexa and it's Alexis. And I'm looking at you sideways because you don't know the alphabet.
Yeah.
There's an A and it's ending in an S. Like that, or I've had a teacher call me ask me if it's short for Alexandria. No. Nope. It's Alexa. So it's all about respect, you know.
Yeah, Kayla, you look like
question
now.
No, I was just gonna agree with what they said. I know it would be kind of weird. Like, are you okay with me calling you? But I feel like if somebody was to ask me that, I would be like more upset. I don't know. I would be more upset if you would ask me, "Can I call you female?" instead of you just doing it and then I correct you. Because why do you feel the need to call me that?
Yeah,
because that right there is rude.
Got it.
Because then they'll be questioning like, "Yo, you don't think I'm a woman?" Like, is that where like your mind would take you?
Yeah, that's
like
rude.
if you have to walk up, if you have to walk into somebody, yo, hey, are you a female? They'd be like, well, don't I not look like a female to you?
So I will say this though, I don't think we should be going up to people like, are you a female? I definitely think like, yo, what is like what's your preferred pronoun? Like if you say that, it's like, oh, okay, she, and then now it's like if you do use female, like, oh no, don't call me that. Like it's a little bit more. It's you
like they have it on Instagram now. That you
they have it on Instagram.
Identify as a light switch.
LinkedIn, they have it on LinkedIn too.
That's on you though. That's
tough. You. I just should put it in your Instagram bio.
I mean, yeah, like if you correct me if it's really that big of a deal for you not to be called female, like I'll switch it. But like there's some people out there who get offended immediately for you to assume that they are a female, even though they kind of have a lot of features of a female. So that's something I don't agree with.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone deserves a benefit of the doubt. I definitely think that like we need to stop with the hard and fast, like, no, this is wrong, you're blah, blah, blah. I think people should be allowed to make a mistake and be corrected. I agree with that. I feel like, yo, if I was ignorant, and ignorance meaning in lacking knowledge of what your preference was, I don't think that I should be like castrate, like people attacking me for that. It should be like, yo, listen, you did this, can you like fix it so it doesn't bother me again? I'd be like, oh shit, okay, cool, like now I know not to call you a female because you corrected me. I think it becomes an issue is when you're trying to fight that, be like, no, you are a female, blah blah blah, like why you
go back and forth with them.
I don't think it's appropriate to ever go back and forth with someone who's telling you their preference. That's like if you go to a restaurant and they'd be like, oh, like like
it's a cheeseburger. Say no, it's
you know what I mean? Like
it's a chicken sandwich.
Like, and you like, oh, I prefer I prefer no cheese than with cheese on my burger. Why would you do that? No, like cheeseburger, that's the thing. That's you see it on the menu, it's cheeseburger. Like you don't do that. You like, okay, that's what you prefer. Like, all right, well, no situation. I know that's like a bad example, but I'm just saying it's like that type of thing. Like, you feel me? You just gotta be careful and not like just overreact and like be combative about what someone's telling you.
I think that I agree with you. I also think that hold on, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Tough crowd. It's still ringing. So let me speak in the meantime. But yeah, I think ultimately, like, it's, to me, like, the word female is something small, but like if it's big enough to someone else who wants to be called something else, then yeah, I wouldn't mind, because call you something else is just as small. So in my eyes.
Okay, this is what
Yeah.
I was gonna say. So I think that the problem one is when you say it to someone and that person doesn't know that you find it offensive and they automatically off the bat they get like real agitated, have a problem, want to be very argumentative. I think that's not fair because a lot of people don't see certain things as offensive. So if you're in my circle of friends, a lot of things that a lot of people say things that we don't find offensive, but if you go to people sitting two people down from us, they'll find everything we say offensive. So I think that that's not very fair to automatically come at someone very rudely because they said something to you that you don't like. But in the same breath, I think that if someone does express that they don't like you or they're offended by something that you say and you repeatedly say it and you keep doing it after, then that's very rude. And then that's when the problem also continues because I'm expressing to you how you're making me upset, you're hurting my feelings, and I don't like what you're talking about, but you keep doing it. You keep calling me a female, you keep misgendering me. That's rude. That's where I think the problem comes in.
Got you. So Yanni, would you be offended if someone called you a male?
Would I be offended if someone called me a male? I mean, to be honest, no.
Hold on, wait. Would you get offended if a white man called you a male?
If a white man called me a male, I would definitely be offended.
I knew it. I knew it.
I would be absolutely offended if a white man called
Like
me like
female.
males. Like, and it just, I guess it all depends in what context. Like if it's my like if I'm going somewhere, like, okay, sir, like, are you a male or female? You're a male, and like, okay, like that makes a little bit more because that's a context thing. Like, okay, you need it for it's pertinent information that you need for something else. Okay, but if we having a regular conversation and you doing that, that's a little weird. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, bro, why you like, I'm a man. Like, you could say man, like it's okay. Like I that's what I am. Like, so, but no, if a woman calls me, oh, like these males and da da da, I think that's okay. I would, yeah.
A white woman?
White woman call me a male? Yeah, I don't know. That's just very weird.
It does survive with you, right?
That is weird.
There's a lot of things white people say that kind of like, I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's okay if you say that to me. You know what I mean? But it has to have like a certain context. But yeah.
I hear you. All right, so final question on this, ladies. What's the number one reason why some women feel like the term female is offensive or degrading?
So the people that I've had this conversation with, like women that I've had this exact conversation with, a lot of times their argument strictly is men use female to replace the word bitch. Which I've seen it multiple times, even if it's like in an argument, a friendly argument. If we're having a debate, a group of different people. I used to be the president of Black Student Union, so I've seen it happen a lot of times. We have a bunch of different debates, and a guy would be like, "Cause you females."
Yo, it get heated in there. It get heated.
Yeah.
They fake need security in some of those things, bro. For real.
No, we do, but the minute the word female comes out, now every girl in there is like, "Why did you say female?"
So wait, I have
Who
a
do you mean
question.
female?
If they would be like, well, these women be like, would they still get just as equally offended?
I don't know. That's a good question, but I kind of don't think so because female also has that same connotation, like Yanni was saying earlier, that and it's like dehumanizing. So not only are you trying to call me a bitch, you're also saying I'm not a human. I'm not worthy of being a woman. So I think that's the main problem with it. From the people that I've spoken to, their main problem is that you're replacing the word bitch with female.
Gotcha.
And then on top of it, it's dehumanizing.
Alexa?
I just agree with everything Kayla said. A lot of the times it's just the negativity behind that. They like the dehumanizing. And I think if you want to like take it a little further, I think it also depends on where you're from.
Yeah.
Because not gonna lie, in New York, that's normal. I feel like that's no, I've heard that. So, and then depending, I'm from Maryland, so it's like sometimes you hear, but usually when you hear people talk about it, it's negative. it's
Mm.
usually negative. And then when it's like these women do this or y'all females do this, it's always y'all. It sounds like y'all complaining, and I'm just like, okay, that's how you feel. And then even with when women do it, it's like I've heard women be like, well, these females out here just, but it's always something negative. So it's never something positive. Like, oh, you never hear, oh, these women are doing an amazing job. Well, maybe I guess you will hear something like that. But you get what I'm saying. Like, usually a lot of times
they wouldn't be like these females are doing an amazing job though. They would
exactly. These females are doing like no, like it's like giving applause. So usually the words are these females, it's always something negative behind it. You always know when somebody's about to say that, it's like you side-eye them, like what you about to say.
Yeah, true.
Got you. Well, that's one. Don't forget, ladies, Yanni is a single lawyer.